All right, Bill says, what changes in your agency have reduced stress the most, and how did you put them into place? Bonus if possible, how did you come across them? Okay, so great questions. The first one is, what changes in your agency have reduced stress? Productizing my services. So learning how to productize my services instead of doing custom SEO for every single client, productizing my services has reduced stress significantly. And having a steady stream of new leads coming into my agency. Those two things have reduced stress more than anything else. And while learning how to sell too, but that's a result of generating consistent leads, right? Those two things there have reduced stress significantly. Now, how did I come across them? Well, productizing my services, I was forced to do that when I started a white label link building service, because I was just doing arbitrage originally, which is where I had found a bunch of providers that I was using on various marketplaces and I had kind of developed a good mix of different types of link services and stuff that I'd found from other providers on marketplaces. But I had kind of developed over several months of testing a really good mix of the different types of links and stuff that then I could apply to local projects and get results. And so when I first started a white label link building service, it was just arbitraging other people's services. And that was clear. I made that very transparent. But it was first of all, my margins were very slim, and it was also a lot of manual work to, communicate with vendors that I was buying links from, and then packaging them and reporting and delivering those to my clients, which were SEOs. So in other words, it's very difficult to do at scale. It was fine at first, but so I had to learn first of all I had to learn how to productize my services as a white label agency. So white label service provider. I had to learn how to productize services. And then once I learned how to do that for semantic links, then I started applying that to TreeCare HQ. So the service offerings for my local SEO agency. And that has been huge. Okay. That, and then also, again, filling my pipeline full of leads for both agencies, my white label agency and my local SEO agency. I did that with cold email. That's all we use. Okay. Cold email. I did that for my own local SEO agency first with TreeCare HQ when I started developing the directory process, which was about 3.5 years ago now. And then when I started Semantic Links, a white label SEO agency, I hired an appointment setting company that uses cold email to set appointments for me. And so they manage the lead generation for Semantic Links. I manage lead generation me and a partner now, Harry, manage lead generation through cold email for TreeCare HQ. And having a steady stream of consistent leads coming into my agency so that I can sell them on my products and services after I productized my services has been absolutely transformative. And again, going back to the earlier conversation I had with Brian, a large part of that also has to do with learning how to sell. And I learned how to sell over almost 2 years of concerted effort, meeting weekly with Brian and Chris Greenhow and Dietrich, a couple of our members from the mastermind, and just practicing and talking and holding each other accountable, and practicing sales and strategies and talking about sales conversations that we've had in the previous week and like what we learned from it, what went well, what could be done better, that kind of stuff. And again, that process. So those are the biggest things, right? Productizing services, consistent leads, generating consistent leads for my agencies, and then learning how to sell. Those are probably the 3 biggest things. But really, learning how to sell was a result of learning how to sell was a result of generating leads consistently. Productizing services was a result of having started to sell a lot and not being able to scale operations without productizing. You understand? So it's like a chicken and an egg type thing. Like if you go out and start learning how to prospect and sell properly, then you either better have systems in place to be able to fulfill, or you better have white label providers that can fulfill for you. Because if you are doing custom SEO where everything is a custom job, then that's why most of our members don't have, very big businesses. They're not making a lot of money because everything's custom. And so they don't want to go out and have, if you were in your current situation, if you were to go out and sell and close 10 new clients this month, would you be able to fulfill for all 10 without the quality suffering? Most of the people that I talked to in the local SEO space couldn't do that. If they closed 10 clients this month, they would be up shit's creek, right? Because they would not be able to fulfill all of that. And so that's why most people don't have consistent leads coming into their agency, because they only do enough prospecting to land a client, and then they get to work on fulfilling for that client until they get the client to almost on autopilot. Because remember, it's always front end heavy work when you land a new client. But once you get them kind of performing well, then you can take your foot off the gas a bit, and then that's when they'll go back and prospect again. But if you have steady stream of leads coming in, then out of sheer necessity, you'll learn very quickly how to either find white label providers that can fulfill for you, or how to productize your own services. And so again, it's kind of funny. It's like one of those things. What do you do first? Well, it doesn't matter. Just pick one, start making a mess out of your business, and you'll learn how to fix it. And that's how you make the most progress. It's not by reading books, watching videos, going through courses. It's by trying, right? Attempting, and then learning how to fix what the stuff that you break. That's where you're going to learn the fastest. And so for me, again, it was like I started generating leads consistently first through cold email, but then I became overwhelmed with fulfillment because everything was custom. So I started learning how to fulfill by productizing my services, so that I could scale my fulfillment. And then from there, I learned how to, again, sales was kind of a byproduct of both of those things. So great question. I appreciate that very much. Moving on.